Reggie's brother, the chef, offered a fine menu, but after Dennis had eaten, there was no food left. The chef would need new supplies from the cellar if Reggie wanted a decent breakfast. The bard had found the last of the summer raspberries in the bare basement. The bard was quick to offer one, even though they weren't his. He had the ingredients. His brother, the chef, would make you a feast fit for kings. Or so he says. Reggie only ever gets his brother Dennis's leftovers, so he wouldn't know. Now the chef had a new kitchen. He promised to finally feed Reggie like a king. No more stale cheese. The village shopkeepers might have the bread, milk, and mushrooms he wanted, if some rat would kindly fetch them. Reggie remembered a time when kings sent their subjects on errands, and not the other way around. If the king wanted milk, he'd have to go to the source, the farm. The king had forgotten to dispose of the corpse of Blocky Magoo. Even dead frogs bring trouble. Grubs. Robin had brought news that a vicious nest of grubs had moved into the tower. No one knew what had brought them there. Reggie swore to find out himself. These pups had lost a toy when hiding from the frogs. It might be the smallest of casualties, but the king would look for it all the same. Cow grub, the farmer's pride and joy. Not pretty, but it had quality milk. Now the chef had his bread, mushrooms, and milk. Reggie hoped the food would improve as promised. A juicy mushroom burger. Reggie felt healthier already. The old rat was willing to part ways with his compass for the right price. This fine compass was ideal for a ranger tracking beasts in the wild. The ranger wanted to find fresh hunting grounds, but without a compass, he couldn't map them. The compass had guided the ranger to new hunting grounds. He gave his first kill to the king in gratitude. The chef's cellar would soon be overflowing. This room was strangely well preserved. The lack of rubble showed how bare it was, like something was missing. This statue almost seemed to glow. It belonged somewhere it could be seen and appreciated. This cheese was unusually pungent. But perhaps Chef would be able to use this in his recipes. In tiny amounts. White paint from iridescent larva shells. A perfect finishing touch to any wooden construction. News. The war chief and his band of pond scum had been sighted in the mine. The king was lucky. The woodcutter had just finished cutting the planks and was willing to strike a deal. Grateful for the materials, the farmer could make honey again. He gifted the first batch to the king. Sickly sweet aromas filled the air. Reggie never knew roast grub leg could taste this good. The darkness stretched endlessly below. But Reggie had a kingdom to fight for. He couldn't go back. So he had no choice but to go on. There had to be another way out. Reggie marveled that such crisp greens could grow underground. The chef would make a fine meal of this. His new friend called it Station 24-7. It was kept alive with their electricity. Pipes funneled away the toxic gas, and there was strange music to put a wag in his tail. It was unlike anything Reggie had ever seen or dreamt possible. The guard moles refused to let Reggie pass. They were too busy arguing about what cake to bring to their captain's birthday. Caramelized whole grub or cheesecake? The mole held the award for crispiest fried CRISPBUGS, but his reserves of cooking oil were all gone. Whatever was lurking in the old sector had him too scared to collect more. Start celebrating, leaving Reggie to explore the old sector. The old sector had been left to its ruin and to grubs. Fresh cooking oil. Maybe now he could try the mole's fried CRISPBUGS. With fresh oil, the mole was able to fry his CRISPBUGS again. He cooked a batch for Reggie. The king made a note to ask the chef to put these on his menu. A traditional Moletown burger. It had an unusual texture, but it was hearty fare.